Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the lingering impact and honestly, the hidden, profound depths of the classic K-drama My Love from the Star. Now, I know what you might be thinking. For a show that's been talked about for well over a decade, it's super easy to assume we already know everything there is to know about it, right? But today, we're actually going to look way past the surface-level glitter and explore the incredible philosophical themes that give this story its true staying power. A 400-year-old alien falls in love with an Earth star. Look, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, when you read that blunt premise out loud, it sounds incredibly cliché, doesn't it? It's definitely got that sort of middle school syndrome vibe to it. Kind of melodramatic, maybe a little over the top. And honestly, if you pitch this exact same logline today, a lot of people might just roll their eyes and change the channel. But as you'll see, this simple sentence is literally just the tip of the iceberg.
Section 1. Revisiting the classic drama beyond the tropes.
This show is practically a masterclass in classic K-drama tropes. Just look at this list. We've got aliens, superpowers, a cross-species romance, the famously cold and distant male lead, the stunningly beautiful female lead, and of course elements of that bossy CEO romance dynamic. It is basically a checklist of popular tropes. And yeah, while this might seem a little unoriginal or super predictable by today's viewing standards, the crucial point we need to remember is that these tropes are absolutely not the real reason the show remains so deeply beloved all these years later. They were really just the vehicle.
Section 2. The real Chan Sung-yi, authenticity over perfection.
Let's compare these two roles for a second. If you've been following Jun Ji-hyun's career at all, you'll immediately see the direct lineage in her acting style here. Fans instantly recognize the DNA of her iconic My Sassy Girl archetype baked right into the character of Chan Sung-yi. It's this very specific, highly entertaining flavor of character that she practically invented, and bringing that exact energy into a sci-fi romance was a total stroke of genius. Crazy, bossy, stubborn, but undeniably real. That right there is the magic of Cheon Sung-yi. She's completely defined by her contradictory traits. I mean, she can be hilariously chaotic and unapologetically stubborn in one scene, and then completely break your heart with her vulnerability in the very next. She grounds the whole wild alien romance thing by just being an entirely believable, flawed, and completely natural human being. Section 3. Immortality or growing old. The core dilemma. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how we pivot away from just the tropes and dive into the deep emotional core of the series, destiny. Because this right here is the true anchor of the narrative, loving someone fiercely, even knowing you must part. The show explores this profound sense of destiny and past life connections spanning literally hundreds of years. It's about that raw, unwavering commitment, you know? Choosing to love someone despite knowing a heartbreaking separation is basically written into your very existence. That intense feeling of cross-generational destiny is something that modern, fast-paced love stories rarely manage to capture with such serious weight. Seriously, think about this for a second. If you had eternal life, but eternal loneliness, would you choose it? This is a massive philosophical question, just cleverly disguised inside a pop culture romance. We're so used to stories treating immortality as the ultimate prize, right? Like it's the ultimate superpower. But this drama actually asks us to stop and look at the incredibly heavy, isolating cost of having infinite time. Let's break down the ultimate choice presented by the show. On one side, you have option A, eternal life, no aging, no death, but you're forever alone. It's the cold, static reality of immortality. Then on the other side, option B, being a normal person, growing old with someone, dealing with mundane daily life, and eventually passing away together. It forces us to weigh the cold invincibility of living forever right up against the beautiful, fragile vulnerability of shared human mortality. Section 4. The true meaning of life, length versus width. And this brilliantly illustrates the core message. Life's true importance is never its length, but its width and quality. I just love that quote. This is the show's romantic and truly profound answer about what actually gives our lives meaning. It's not about how many centuries you can survive on Earth. It's about the depth of your experiences and whether you've truly deeply loved someone during the time you actually have. The show presents us with what they call the luxury of ordinary happiness. Think about it. Growing old with someone, sharing everyday meals, taking simple walks, facing daily life together. By this point in the story, our whole perspective has entirely shifted. Because when you're a 400-year-old alien who's literally watched empires rise and fall in total isolation, you suddenly realize that a mundane, quiet life with a loved one is actually a profound luxury.
It's far better and infinitely more valuable than any dramatic immortal romance. So the crucial takeaway really comes down to this pivotal question. If life is limited, who will you give your time to? This deep meditation on the value of time and the beauty of shared finite moments is the real reason the drama still resonates so deeply with viewers over a decade later. It uses aliens and superpowers not just for cheap thrills, but to make us step back and appreciate our very human, very limited time on this planet. To wrap up our explainer today, I really want to ask you, what is your most unforgettable moment from My Love from the Star? Was it a hilarious comedic scene with Cheon Song-yi, or was it one of those quiet, absolutely devastating moments of realizing the sheer weight of time? It's just fascinating how a show can exist so perfectly at the intersection of wildly entertaining pop culture and deep, lingering philosophical questions. So think about your answer, think about who gets your time, and hey, thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible story today.